Well, I'm taking a hike this morning in Mission Trails Regional Park. It's a beautiful day. It's probably mid-70s. It's March 13th, and I wanted to catch some of the wildflowers that were blooming at this time of year. They're not all blooming, but one of the big ones that I wanted to see was the ceanothus. Now, the ceanothus is a head-high bush. It's also called California lilac, and it does smell sort of like a lilac, but it does have a real distinctive smell, odor. So I'm going to show you a video of that right now, and then as I go along and see other wildflowers in bloom, I'll show you those too. Here's the scene on the path with the lilac. You see the color, isn't it beautiful? Oh, the whole hillside. Here's the hiking path right here that I go down. The whole hillside. It's just beautiful. So you can imagine what it smells like. Now these are not real big blooms, as you can see, but they're just full of color, bluish purple. Out of this world. Out of this world. It's my favorite time of year to hike here because they are all in bloom like this. Okay, here's another view of where I just showed you. There's the hiking path down there. And you can see how the hillside is just full of this California lilac blooming. Oh my God, it's beautiful. As far as you can see. As far as you can see. Just beautiful color. I don't know how well it's going to show in the sunlight, but we'll see when we get home, won't we? Okay, I stopped along the trail here to show you some more ceanothus, the bluish purple that we have, but it also comes in white, like right here, which is around these parts. You don't see hardly any of the white, like here, but it's a nice change, beautiful, beautiful change. Mixes nicely. Very nice, huh? Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Oh shoot, he's behind some bushes now. Darn it. There was a jackrabbit up there. There he is. On the left hand side. Boy, it's kind of really hard to see him. It's about the size of a small dog. Maybe if he moves it'll be better. You don't get this close to him. I'm quite a ways away. I'm all zoomed in. There he goes, he's moving. He doesn't, like, once again, he doesn't look very big, but they are at Mission Trails Regional Park. Okay, here's another one of our wildflowers. It's a pea, actually, in the pea family. I think it's actually twining pea, or wild twining pea or something like that. I should have brought my ID book back with me, but it's beautiful color. No smell like the ceanothus, but it's still beautiful, beautiful plant on the side of the pathway here. That's one of them. Okay, these are very small, but they're still beautiful. They're called blue dicks, and you only notice them in the spring when they bloom because there isn't much to the leaves at all. But the good thing about them is if you're ever lost, you can eat the bulb. It's like a tulip bulb. You can dig these bulbs up and eat them. So you won't starve to death and you get moisture from it too. Very nice, huh? And this is our state flower. It's the California poppy. And it's a small blossom. It's not like you see in the hothouses. It's not the hybridized. These are truly wild, of course. And there's quite a few out in bloom right now. It's probably the best time to see these California poppies right now. They're beautiful. We don't have too many of these along the trail right now. But the name of these are popcorn flower, and you can see where they get their name. Huh? Small, but very, very pretty. And you usually find them in clumps, like this is actually a clump right here, even though they're spaced widely apart. Another one of our flowers. Right off the trail here. Popcorn flower. Okay, this bushy thing, although it's not all flowered out yet, but you can see how huge it is. Here's the stalk, just for a reference with my hand. It's our yucca, or our Lord's candle. And man, when this comes into bloom, it is just out of this world, because the flower spike is, oh man, 3-4 foot tall. And they're just beautiful, and they do have a smell, which is great. And they are edible, so if you wanted to munch on the flower blossoms, you can. They don't taste really that good, but they would give you moisture. Just coming into bloom. I stopped here just to look at our California poppy again, and you can see something's been eating on it. And aha! There's a little devil right there. One of our local beetles having a meal. That's okay, they gotta eat too. I don't know what kind of beetle it is, but or even if it's native, but he's munching away on one of our poppies. Okay, here's another one of our little pathside flowers. You can see how small it is. These are, I believe they're Johnny jump ups, like little pansy. Yeah, and they're you never see them real heavily, you know, or thick when they're blooming on the trail here, but kind of sparse. But they're, even though they're small, they are beautiful, beautiful yellow. Okay, here's one of my favorite flowers up here, and it's not real showy, it's very small in fact, but they are called shooting stars. And you see the direction in which they're shooting? They got the name because they look like they're a star shooting across the sky. Beautiful little flower, and I'm really kind of surprised that we have them down in San Diego, because you see them in Yosemite all the time in the springtime, but this is our version of shooting stars. A lot of purples here. Beautiful little flower. One of my favorites. I'm not real sure about this one. Not real sure at all. This I think is either like a mountain fuchsia or gooseberry. Could even be a red berry. I'm not really sure. I have to get my book out. Should have brought it with me again. But it's thorny, and it's real pretty in the springtime. Very nice. And they get little berries after they develop. But they kind of look like a fuchsia. No flowers on this one, but this is my hiking nemesis. This is poison oak, and boy do I break out when I even look at this bush. Can't hike anywhere and touch this, and if I don't wash off right away with detergent and water, boy, I'm all blistered. You can see where the old saying, just like poison ivy, leaves of 3, let it be. You can see how they're in groups of 3 on each stem. I'll let it be, all right. I'll let that one be. Just wanted to show you our poison oak, our local poison oak. And this little plant right here is purple nightshade. And this is one you don't want to eat. This is not edible at all. This can kill you. It's actually in the tomato family, but not edible at all. It's very pretty. Usually you see bushes that are a lot bigger than this in bloom, but you got to stay away from this one. You can handle it, just don't eat it. And this is the last flower on our hike today. It's one of my favorites again. Just like the shooting stars, it's called blue-eyed grass. And this is the first one in bloom that I've seen on the trail, so it's just coming into its own. It has the long slender leaves, and it's all along the trail, so it'll be popping out all over. It's just, this is the earliest one, or the first one that I've seen, like I said. So, that's our trip for today. That's our hike for today in Mission Trails Regional Park. Signing off, this is Jungle Jerry. Until later, talk to you soon. Bye.